at one time when we got in an argument, he was like, "Yeah, my mom helped
Has
send
he
for me."
still
She's
seen the
the
baby at
only
all?
one that has sent money towards
Well,
Giassi. That's the only person.
have you spoken with him at
No,
all?
the last time he seen the baby was that last time. We just spoke. So here's the situation. He was lying about getting back with Jasmine to me and my mother. He even got my mother involved to try to like present himself as I would never go back to Jasmine, calling my mom, trying to confide with her like I have nobody to talk to. And my mom even said if he went back to Jasmine and talked shit on me, she would go on live with me. And I'm gonna get my mom on here too on this app. She says she's okay with that. So it's about to go down today. So anyways, so my mom's getting phone calls from him saying I would never go back to Jasmine. I love my son. I could see myself with Nikki, like all this, right? As he's on the train back to Atlanta telling everyone he got his own crib, but really you're living with Jasmine and her new cat. And what really set the alarm that he was living with her was yesterday when people was comparing the cat, right? And my mom sent me a screenshot today, like, "Hey, how do you want to go moving forward?" And sent me a screenshot of the cats. And I said, honestly, Mom, let's just leave it alone. I texted Abdul today, and I said, at this moving forward, you are prioritizing a female over your son. There's nothing, no messages I can't share that he's trying to. I got Sorry, someone was calling me. But at the end of the day, there's no messages that I can't share that he's trying to threaten me to use against me. So at the end of the day, like you can sit there and use against me that I'm texting you multiple times, cool. But at the end of the day, the only common thing that's holding me from not texting you is your son. At this point, I'm texting you when I gotta get out and I'm done with you. I'm going to court. Like, so I texted him that today and I said, you chose a female over Giassi. I said, I'll see you in court, and that's that. You're blocked. And he started talking to me about me on live, saying that he even took it far enough to sit there and say that my last ex-boyfriend that I just recently had, he sat there and tried to say that I was taking Giassi with me to do drugs with that person. So that's when I went ahead and went on live and explained myself, because what am I about to do letting somebody sit there and say that I'm putting my son in something like that? How dare you? And saying he's going to get joint custody, put CPS on me. How are you going to put CPS on the only person taking care of your child right now? How dare you? Like, you know what I'm saying? You ain't putting out money. You ain't sat there and put energy in the last month to see your son. You've seen a 4-year-old to a girl that's not even yours, and you've seen a kitten more than you've seen Giassi. How does that work?
How old is the baby now? 2 months?
Oh, almost 2 months.
Was
Only seen his son
was
twice.
he at least like trying to FaceTime, or at least trying to, before all this shit went down? Was he at least like trying to make it happen?
I have to FaceTime. He FaceTimes me out his way occasionally, but I'm always the one. Like, that's why he tries to expose me. And, like, all the times where I call him to see his son and stuff like that, he will sit there and use that against me as, like, oh, she's trying to get back with me. She wants me. Da da da. But who is the one whispering in my ear, and even to my mother, saying, you could see yourself getting married to me. You want to get back right and start a family. Like telling people that. How could you sit there and expect me to sit there and think that like you're doing all this behind closed doors? Like you're getting back with Jasmine. How was I supposed to know that? Like you were basically playing Jasmine in the sense, because you was just texting me on the train ride asking me to send you pictures, not nudes, but like pictures of myself like looking cute. And that's what he was gonna expose me. Like, swear to God.
He, do you, I'm not gonna lie to you. I truly think Cash is, there's some type of substance going on here, and I'm not gonna lie.
I do. Oh, no. You know what? Fuck it. I don't even care. Yes, there is a substance going on, and I witnessed it myself, and that's why I had to separate myself for a long time. So you know what? I'm not even gonna get into it, but just know I had to sit there and have a conversation with my mother, saying, "Is this something that I want for myself?" Because yes, there is something going on, and I'm not gonna talk too much shit. But honestly, I don't want to get, because courts are now involved. But just know, yes, 100%.
I'm gonna say, I don't think it's a bad decision to try to keep him away from. I just think for me, and just tell me if I'm overstepping my boundaries, and I will shut myself up.
No, you're not.
But you being a supportive, wanting to be a good mother, I think it's more stressful for you to even let him around your child right now, y'all's child.
Right.
in the state that he's in, and then he's also with the woman.
100%.
He's with the woman that was wishing death on y'all's child.
Literally. And that's where I can't respect him. Like, at that point, once you did that, you're not even sitting there and disrespecting me at this point. You just disrespected your son. You didn't sit there and disrespect me. I'm not worried about if you get back with another female. I'm not on that
Yeah.
type of time with you. It's the fact that you are okay with somebody looking at somebody on a screen or wherever that person is and has that idea that you calling your child ugly, calling your child all this stuff. You just disrespected your son, and you have to owe that apology in the future to your son. I don't have to do that. I don't have to, and I'm getting chills talking about this because it's so
Yeah.
sad. Like, my son is such a good person. Like, my son, I can already see he's gonna be a smart kid, and it's gonna be really sad when my son is smart enough to read between the lines and see who his father really is. It's gonna be very sad.
Well,
It's very saddening.
I just hope by the time your son gets to the point where they are able to comprehend things, that this will all be a thing of the past. But right now, you need to keep him far away from him, because I don't think he's in.
Hundred
I
percent.
think, and I had no clue that you saw him with the substance, like actually while the
No, because who's been defending him,
no,
Zeus?
yeah,
Who always defends him on this app now?
yeah,
Me? So why would I sit there and take me defending him and then switch it up
yes,
and just say all this bad stuff about him?
exactly. I agree.
I don't do that. I'm not a fake
Yeah,
person.
and you're not for social media. I've had conversation with you behind the scenes, and you really are just someone who, you don't need to be back together with him. You're just someone who's looking for the father of your child to be the father to your child. You really don't give a fuck what he. I think, and I think what people need to understand is you really don't give a fuck about everything else he does, as long as it does not involve your child. And that's where now you are like, okay, I'm going to
Right.
take legal action, because now this is involving our baby, our child. And you need to set it up to make sure that in the future you are in a position to legally and financially be able to take care of your child, regardless of what their baby father wants
Of
to do.
course.
You know what I'm saying?
Of course. And that's what I've been doing since I've had my son alive. Like, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, and people are sitting there saying, like, and I don't even care. I already swiped back to the comments. I don't care. I'm gonna just address something really quick. At the end of the day, yes, I did want him to live with me at a certain point, 100%. At the end of the day, I want somebody in this live to honestly sit there and, if they have their own opinions, I just want to ask a question. If you sat there and knew that you could possibly fix something for your child to have a family
Yes,
and a
yes,
well-being home,
yes.
you would do that,
Absolutely,
right?
absolutely. If
Right.
somebody did,
But
yes,
after a certain point, exactly, after a certain point of being manipulated, by being disrespected, that all goes
yes,
away. What really set me
yes,
off was you sitting there disrespecting your
yeah,
son by being back with a female and confirming it and lying to me, confirming that you're lying to me yesterday. That's what sat there and really just demolished this whole idea in my head, trying to get back to anything like that. Because honestly, you just show you don't care about me or your son. Fuck me. Honestly, I can even say that. Fuck me for a second. Your son. Your son. You disrespected the one person that I was doing it for. I won't doing it for me. I was doing it for Giassi. And now that you just threw away his whole respect as a human being, as your son, I can't respect you anymore. And that's just how I feel.
yeah. Well, you have,
And it's sad that I have to even. It's sad that thousands of people, almost 2,000 of people, are having to sit there and see a situation that's very realistic in real life. And, this is a sad case of many where people sit there and have to tolerate somebody that doesn't want to be a parent. But honestly, at the end of the day, I can speak on myself for a second, and I'm going to make sure, regardless of what Abdul does, that my son's
yeah,
okay. I'm not gonna let my son sit there and feel like even though he's only 2 months, I'm not gonna let my son sit there and have to live with, not having bad two parents. At least I can say that he has one good one. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I can sit there and speak on myself. I don't even care at this point what he does. If he wants to go sit there and be with a woman like that, I hope it's worth it. That's all I can say. Because at the end of the day, that woman is temporary. She's not there forever. And she made it clear when y'all broke up the first time. And that's not my business. But just know that you chose somebody that was temporary compared to a love that's forever. Your child is going to want to love you forever. And I've already felt that love. I felt love in my heart with my son. I bond with him every day. I feel the love with my son. I know my son will never stop loving me because I'll never stop loving him. And I know Giassi in the future, when he gets older, I know he's not going to sit there and hate his dad, but I know that he's not going to be happy. And that's what I tried to prevent.
Yeah.
And I can't prevent anyone's actions anymore. I can't be that little good angel in somebody's ear to try to steer away from the negativity. At that point, you just got to realize that that person just likes to see the negativity.
Well,
They like to involve
I
themselves.
will say this, y'all in the comments talking about she hurt, she mad, she this and that. She never denied that she wasn't hurt or mad or upset. She was more upset, and I think she just said this. She's not denying all of that. So y'all trying to make that as something Kiki and Kai Kai, but that's not a jab. She literally said, "I'm a woman who thought that I was going to be able to fix or be able to, start anew with someone who made mistakes, who was attempting to try, but lying to me." And
Right.
I think any human being would literally say, okay, this person is showing some type of effort for my new 2-month-old child. So regardless of everything they've done, I'm going to give them a chance, because she's not thinking of herself. She's thinking of the relationship for the child. And I think any human being would love to
Right.
do that. And I think what she's upset about is the fact, not that he's doing the same fuck shit he's been doing, but that he was lying to her and is with someone who directly
Yeah,
is,
and my mom.
and
And my mom.
and who legitimately is directly saying something. Now, I think, correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, if he got back with the woman, whatever, yeah, she'd probably be whatever upset, but she'd carry on. But if he didn't get with someone who directly was disrespecting her child, thank you, AOE.
Sending jabs at Giassi. That's uncalled
That's a
for.
different story. And I think that's where her frustration and anger is coming from. Like, you are now blatantly choosing to be with someone who legitimately is disrespecting what we created and built together and who we love. So I agree with you. I'd be pissed off too.
Right. And this is another thing. Y'all are basically like seeing only what somebody allows you to see on the screen. Remember that. At the end of the day, if someone's feeding you lies on a text message, unless they show you those receipts, then you're not going to know what's really said to make somebody feel like that there's a chance. Y'all probably just sit there and see me on the screen like, dang, like, why is she so mad? Like, yeah, she probably really did want him. But think about it. What was I being said on those messages? What was my mother telling me on calls that she was having with Abdul? What was the content of it? It's not about somebody wanting to be with somebody, like, all, excuse my language, to all these other girls sitting there trying to, in that situation, y'all have seen a lot of girls with tied to Greedy try to sit there and actually want to be with him romantically. There is a time and point where I did want to be with him romantically. Honest to God, I'll be honest. But that slowly steered away into romantic, to trying to bring a family together, to just not even want to be around him at all. That's the
So your
truth.
mother knows about everything that's going on too?
100%. She probably is watching me right now. Like, hi, mom. Like, like for real. Like, and it's just funny because it's like my mom has really sat there and she doesn't say much, but she's very observant. She'll come on here and she'll watch little stuff to take for herself, because remember what I just told you. She said she gets calls from Abdul. She hears this stuff. So she personally even had her own kind of like, what's the word? She had her own guesses, her own doubts. That's the word. She
Have
had her
you
own doubts on what was
have you
being said to
spoken have
her.
you spoken with his mother, who's now disowned, who was so gracious to be on the side and so, ooh, my son is this and I knew all this, but now disowns him? I don't know if you know, but his mother was literally talking about, I'm not inviting that devil in my house, and I'm not inviting, I think is a heavy reason why he might be spiraling as well, because of his mother's.
I feel like his mom, I feel like, and I don't know, I can't speak for Lachelle. I don't know how Lachelle
Yeah.
feels. But what I feel like is a main thing for her is I feel like she feels like that's his mom. Okay, so she's connected to Giassi through I'm gonna start one more PK with
Yeah.
you. But basically like connected to Giassi is on Abdul's side, right?
Hmm.
So at the end of the day, I feel like Lachelle feels like the reason why she can't connect to Abdul anymore is because she feels like like he's pushing away her role as his grandma, and like she hasn't even really like reached out to me either. I've tried to reach out to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like she's uncomfortable.
Yeah. Well, she's
She feels
well,
uncomfortable
she
because of his own
I will
actions.
say this. I will say this though. She has made it. It was funny, Nikki, because she went from saying that's my son, so great, is new opportunity, to calling him the devil, saying she won't allow him up in the house, saying that she would never, blah blah blah. So it was just like a complete switch once he made one or two mistakes. I'm going to say this to you openly. You're a better role model and a better parent than his actual mother is.
Thank you.
You are.
I appreciate
You
it.
are. You are a better role model and parent. Thank you, Maniac, than his mother is. And I want to say this to you. You know, do what you have to do offline. Talk your shit online because you are entitled to it. Have you already gone to court?
Oh wait, my mom just sat there and said, I guess she's on here. She just said this is Nikki's mom. Wait, is there a way I could get her on here really quick to speak her
Yeah,
piece?
we could do a. We could do. Is she here?
Yeah, she is
Okay,
here.
we could do a 3 versus 3. I'm gonna D-line you and I'm gonna reline you in a second. Okay.
Okay, bet. Oh my goodness, y'all. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. It's always something, isn't it?
I don't know if
Hey,
that's a real
mom.
account.
Hold on, mom. Okay, mom. I'm gonna show you.
Hey, love.
Oh wait, never mind. Okay,
I
so
can
how
add
do I
her
do
on
this
my
to add her?
side. Is it a do you see where her ID is? Is it her real
Yeah, it's like a number one
ID? Just
though.
making sure
So
it's really
hold on.
her. Can she,
She don't use a host or anything. No, my mom. I know it's her because she doesn't have an
okay.
actual account. Like she just.
Can you comment?
Come, mom, comment again. Say something.